moving people to the island, or should we call the island, where they can easily just, stay safe until the water subsides and all that. But for now, they are on their own. Apart from the politicians who are already cooking the figure or not to cash out from this, right? I haven't seen any major support or help go their way. I haven't seen any, other than people reacting, including Shitty Man, who also went there today.
Bamu bunkasan arziki, Allah ya ba mu haɗin kai. Muna godewa gwamna, muna godewa nema, muna godewa Refugees Commission, gashi nan naga kayan su motocin nema. Mun godewa SEMA, North East Development Commission, kuma za mu dauki duk matakan da ya cancanta.
So I'll give him credit for that. Showed up. All right. Just 24 hours after that after it happened. But there is no real help. Very soon, you probably will see a few handful of organizations that will be sharing maybe blankets or maybe some makeshift tents. Majority of them will end up in internally displaced people's refugee camps outside their city. And it won't be the first time. Half of those who live in Maiduguri today, they are not from Maiduguri. These are people who are running away from the Boko Haram terrorists from their different local government areas. Out of about 27 local government areas of Borno State, right? The only place that the government of Nigeria and government of Borno State still controls, out of those local government areas, they are not up to 10 local government areas. The remaining local government in Borno State is being controlled by the terrorists for more than 5 years now. That's been their lot. So they moved everybody to Maiduguri, where Zulum is operating a sort of a military sole administrator kind of a government. You know what I mean? Local government allocation, state allocation, and every allocation or whatever is given to Borno State goes straight into Zulum's hand. And then they share them. That's why you see most of the time displaying the images of bags of rice or bag of wheat or bag of this food that they are sharing to families, because these are the families that escaped from the Boko Harams in their different communities and their different villages and all that, and escaped to Maiduguri, and they've been there for years now. There's no plan of returning them back there, except if you really just want to go back to being governed by the terrorists. So Maiduguri is the epicenter of, you can say Maiduguri is the headquarters of all the refugees, high concentration of refugees, internally displaced people by terrorists. And now they are being displaced again by what they will tell you is natural disaster. That is not natural disaster. Corruption kills faster than a bullet. And some of you need to know that. Corruption that has kind of eaten so deep, negligence led to this. They are hiding the number of dead people from us now, but we'll find out. We're going to get to know. I am putting out a figure myself that with what I have seen so far, the damages I have seen so far, there will be nothing less than 500 people that possibly have either been washed away by water or confirmed dead already as we speak. You may never find out the real figure, but I'm giving you one. Hold on to that. So in the next few days, the whole thing will be coming out one after the other. And that's from Maiduguri. In the last 5 days alone, no, in the last 1 week, in northern part of Nigeria, we have seen the loss of lives of more than 400 people killed. And why did I say that? Why did I mention that? Tinubu left for China, remember? For this African China whatever summit or China African summit, where all the African head of states, all of them went to China to go and listen to what China has for them and what they also have to, and what they themselves also have to give to China for this 50 billion naira, I'm sorry, $50 billion loan that China is promising them. Do you know that in that last 1 week, the terrorists they struck in Sokoto, they killed 150%. These are farmers and their families, over 150. In Yobe State, twice. First, they killed over 200 people in a single day in Yobe State. There was no any emergency in the book of Etifnumbu, by the way. Normally, tragedies like this will cut short any foreign trip of any serious leader in any part of the world. If you are a leader of any country and a tragedy strikes in your country where people die, they are the most important, they should be the most important thing to you. Indeed, if you actually believe they elected you as their president, call you state back. They killed more than 200 people in Yobe, more than 150 people in Bauchi, I'm sorry, in Sokoto. And then we have Borono now. So if my 500 sounds so exaggerative, right? Maybe we should just say maybe 200. If you have seen what I have seen, the damages I've seen, including this old man whose picture it's gone so viral because his son had to rescue him. There are many like him who have already been washed off. You see this picture on the right? That's an old disabled man whose son is pretty much around to save. If he wasn't, it would be one of those washed away. Currently, NEMA and other emergency bodies, wherever that should be on ground. If they are on ground, that means they are just on their way there now. I have not spotted one, not even from the part of the state government. Everybody just disappeared until Shitty Man showed up this evening with that photo up and all of that, telling them that they are coming. NEMA will come, they will take care of you and all of that. An emergency that was never an emergency to Tifnumbu. So Tifnumbu left Beijing 3 days ago. We were told that he left Beijing for London. I haven't spotted him in the UK, but that was what the report said, that he came to the UK. Now, the report is now saying that despite this particular one, UK to Nigeria is just a 6 hours or 5.5 hours a flight if you fly fast, right? So Kalu have sent Shitty Man, Grant, is on his way to America. And what they said is going for the United Nations General Assembly meeting. So he'll be in New York, possibly tonight or tomorrow. Who won't die, may then die. Those who remain, should account for themselves. That is their situation in Nigeria as we speak. So again, inonilai, why inonilei, rajion, to those who lost their loved ones in Maiduguri. Now, leaving Maiduguri, a quick one. Hang on. We are going to go to Edo. Now, this one is politics now, okay? And it's just like a follow-up to what happened yesterday when Abure, Pampas, Arabandi, and the rest of them came up and said, Peter Obi and Peter Obi, Oti, and others, they were trying to hijack their party from them simply by appointing caretaker committee that will steer their party into electing their new leader, so that INEC will remove their candidates from the ballot, since submission of all this was supposed to be done by the valid executives of the party. So Abure, who has been under initially, right? I remember on this platform when Pampas, Araban, Bidiot, and the rest of them were angling for him, and then demanding for his jugular or aiming for his jugular. We said these ones are not there to build any party that could complement the effort of you, the obedient, who believe that you could save Nigeria in this their dirty or murky water of politics. But the table has turned. When I say table turned, it seems like Abure, like Araban, Bidiot, and others, they were all the same after all. The INEC of Nigeria, Mr. Yakubu, they said that by their own record, Abure is no longer the chairman of Labour Party. So other executives of Abure, that if they want to still be if they still want to be recognized as the supposed neck of the Labour Party, then they should conduct a credible Congress where the party leadership and all of that will emerge. Okay, and then they will take it on from there. According to Oti, as well as Obi and others, they seems to be trying to make effort to want to make a Labour Party a viable platform that they probably could build on their own movements. But a corrupt system, a sort of stopgap political party for politicians who have lost out from the power play in PDP, APC. Usually they use them as stopgap. You pay them, okay, and then they can give you their platform. And if you, by any chance, succeed, all right, you can go back to PDP, you can go back to APC. That's how they've been running their things until the obedience came, their wave in 2022. That changed the fortune of Labour Party in Nigeria. And for the first time, they actually have value that the likes of Abure milked to the T. What does that mean? It became obvious that what the likes of Araban Bidiot and Pampas were actually fighting for is their own normal share. Every election cycle, right, is an opportunity for them, right, to cash out. But surprisingly, Abure and gang, especially Abure himself, right, he was pretty much all for himself. And the likes of Faraban, Bidiota, Pampas felt like this is the first time Labour Party is making so much money. Baba, they sold 3.3 billion naira in interest forms in 2023. It was so much that at a point, the obedient themselves, they actually started a campaign just to fund the party that everyone should contribute or donate at least 1,000 naira to Labour Party. I remember that. So, in all of this, Abure and his gang, they actually raked in over 5 billion naira through that obedient wave. But it's a two-way thing. Peter Obi wanted to be president, right? And he started this. So, he had his own Peter Obi presidential campaign, this or that. He put together his own team. But since the likes of Abure, for the first time, they chop, and bele they run so much. They didn't care about what Obi and obedience were really doing. So rather than the party to use the money, because what you do when you sell party forms and all of that during elections, right? The party will then divide the money, right? They will divide the money across all of their chapters in the country to run the election. But lucky them, the obedient and Obi, who were also raising money themselves for their own campaign, they were actually like doing the Labour Party job. Abure and gang, as they were collecting money from the sales of form, they were just enjoying themselves. That was what prompted the fight between Apampas, Arab and Bidiot that took the center stage. And they were so angry that they were trying to get the attention of Peter Obi. But Peter Obi didn't give them the attention. It's like he didn't know them. Okay? So, and they believe that Peter Obi was shielding Abure and his gang from giving accounts of the total money they made from the sale of forms. It was the first time they will ever come across such money. First time. And it was meant to be shared among themselves as like a cash out. But Abure and his gang alone were sitting on it. So their term now lapsed. Okay. And they had to go somehow. And Abure and his gang felt like, how dare disobedient or so to think they can just come and hijack our party. Shall we ask them how they spent their own campaign money? How can they be asking Abure to come and give account of how he spent it? So, and they were not the ones asking him to give account of. It was actually in between them. But since INEC said, you are no longer recognized as the neck of Labour Party. And if you are not going to do the right thing, then that simply means that Labour Party won't be able to present any candidate for any of their elections. Now, the foundation of all of these differences is about money between greedy, selfish scums who just somehow accidentally, right, landed on a huge amount of money. So Abure, to sustain that, now quickly put together his own sort of party congress. Okay, it's like me, Mayegun. Okay, I don't want to use myself. Okay, let's use another person. So it's like somebody who was elected by the supposed party members. This time around, that they have become so divided, right? Something they usually do in the in-house. You just write names, pretending that they are doing congress, and they will announce chairman, vice chairman, share the money, share all the positions, and then everybody will wait once the money comes, and they will share the money. So they didn't kind of take the reality of this is no longer that your chop by chop, supposedly chop by chop, stopgap political party for politicians who are looking for, internally displaced politicians who are looking for refuge, temporary refuge. That this Labour Party, their Labour Party shouldn't be there anymore. You have to actually now, be credible enough that you have to do everything according to your supposed constitution. Doing that means Abure would have to stand, or others would have to actually stand for proper elections, not writing names. You won't have any of that. So they went on to organize a congress or convention in Imo State, in one hotel in Imo State this year, where it was returned as the party chairman. But INEC didn't recognize that. In order to validate that, Abure announced that now that he has been re-elected as chairman, he has now given the automatic ticket for 2027 to Obi. So they are their cash cow, obedient, Obi waves, and all of that. That's their cash cow. It's undisputable. He gave Peter Obi that didn't solicit for his ticket or anything. He said Peter Obi is going to remain the party's flag bearer in 2027. Alex Otti, that is doing so well, is also going to get automatic tickets. All the senators and all of them on Labour Party, we're also going to give them automatic ticket. This were just to see, to bring them to a side, okay? But with all of that, INEC didn't recognize it. And like I said, this one don't want to use Labour Party as a stopgap political party anymore. They actually want to be established. Here you get, they want to be established and say, this is our party. Now we want to build it for election stuff. Doing that simply means Abure will have to go through proper election. So let's do convention or congress. Abure felt betrayed. Araban Bidiot and co. that reported Abure to DSS, that Abure, because they believed that the only way they could force the hand of Abure at the time, you remember when he was arrested? When they arrested him in the middle of the night, Abure, DSS. So it was the Araban Bidiot and co. that wrote a petition that Abure is funding terrorism. That Abure has been funded, that the terrorism that is happening in Nigeria, now Abure the fund them. And he's using the money he made from the Labour Party sale of tickets. He's using the money to fund terrorism. So, EFCC and DSS, they grabbed Abure. So it was internal party scuffle. Of course, there is money missing, not missing, money stolen. Okay. So when Obi and Oti, right, and other stakeholders met in Abia to quickly save, that's it, in quote, to save the party from total destruction of greed, of a selfish view. Abure took it personal. He felt betrayed. You know what I mean? Like, why can't Obi shield him? Why would Oti and the rest of them, right, want things done in the right way? If things are done in the right way, the way they are pushing it, Abure will lose out. He won't be the chairman anymore. Surprisingly, in a twist, in a twist of event or something, Pampas, Araban Bidiot, Judas Abure, there's this other one, Akong or so, the one that also claimed to still be the chairman of the Labour Party in Lagos State. They now came together and say, we need to come together. Yes, sorry about everything that happened. Sorry that I didn't give account of that money. Yeah, I have to do what I did. But don't worry, guys, I will say to you, we need to save ourselves from this obedient, because the way they are going, you, the Araban Bidiot and Pampas, myself, Abure, and others, we are going to lose out. There will be nothing left for us. So they now took it like, let's come together and tell everybody that Peter Obi, Oti, and the rest, they want to hijack our party from us. We gave them the platform. We gave them our deeds. We get like that. So they became friends. Now, becoming friends simply means they have one common enemy: the obedient and everything obedient. So they came out here yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? To say, I have changed my mind. Peter Obi can no longer be the flag bearer of our party, including Alex Otti. They never asked him to make them their automatic tickets in their party. No, they didn't. It was him trying to get their validation. Okay? While he was throwing the name of Obi here and there, the Araban Bidiot as well as their Pampas and co, they were so mad. They felt like Peter Obi is the one shielding Abure from them, allowing Abure to what? To spend the party money. Till this moment, Judas Abure has not given account of what he did. with over 3.3 billion naira. You heard me right, 3.3 billion naira. Money made from selling tickets, party ticket in 2023. He hasn't given the account. But Arab and Bidiot and the rest of them don't care anymore. So what we need to do now is that if we continue to fight Abure and the steps that these guys are taking materializes, àti Arabambio, àti Apampaso, àti Judas Abure, and the rest of them, all of them will be swept. They will be swept off the Labour Party. They will become history. And according to them, some people who didn't sow in Labour Party, they will now be the one to reap.